We have Pennsylvania Congresswoman Madeleine Dean here with me now. She's a Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee. And so as we're hearing this report, do you happen to know, do you have a suspicion of who this person or people connected to the Trump administration or to Congress who would have been talking to Michael Flynn and perhaps potentially obstructing justice as he was considering cooperating with the government or cooperating with the government? Do you have any idea who they are, a suspicion of who they are?
No, I have no idea. And in fact, you saw, and your reporting repeats reporting I read earlier today, that it is either somebody connected with the Trump administration or Congress. So with that kind of vagary, I don't know. What I did do was dig back into the report and take a look at a partial transcript of a voicemail that was left by Trump's attorney to Flynn's attorney, a voicemail that was transcribed in the report. So what it says to me, this reporting today, is just another reminder of how grave the situation is, how important it is that we have the entire Mueller report, that we have Mr. McGahn come before us on Tuesday and produce the documents that we had already previously subpoenaed, because this is the most deceitful, corrupt administration that we've seen in my lifetime. Adheres nothing to the truth, cares nothing for our system of government, and just if you read the report, there are 200 pages of descriptions of the President of the United States obstructing justice.
Would you like to know why this person or people were not charged, and how do you see Congress's role in getting some of this information to know if Congress should pursue this lead?
Well, this is our role. And you see that on my committee, the Judiciary Committee, that I'm privileged to sit with Chairman Nadler and many other talented people who care desperately about the rule of law. There are 5 other committees of jurisdiction. So absolutely, we want to find out who these players are, what they did, and will they be charged? Are they already charged? You know, there's an awful lot of redactions in here, matters under investigation. But Mr. Flynn and Manafort and Papadopoulos, the report reads so damning of the behaviors of the people that this president surrounded himself with.
The Attorney General, Bill Barr, says he wants to make sure that the FBI didn't have its, quote, thumb on the scale when it was looking for reasons to investigate the president. Here's what he told Fox News.
I thought when I came in from the outside that all the questions that I had and many other people had that would be readily answered once I got in, but I haven't found that to be the case. I've been trying to get answers to questions, and I found that a lot of the answers have been inadequate.
What is your reaction to that?
It's stunning. This is the top law enforcement officer of our country, of our nation, sounding more like the president in his obfuscating than a law enforcement, an impartial law enforcement officer. Why isn't it that he is not offended and feel a sense of urgency about that which was found in the report? How about Volume 1, with more than 180 contacts by the Trump folks during the campaign with Russia? They welcomed their interference. President Trump, as candidate, calling for Russia's interference. Where's the urgency around that for this Attorney General?
He said in this interview with Fox News that he would be comfortable. Comfortable was his word, using words like witch hunt if he, quote, had been falsely accused. Is that appropriate?
Inappropriate. It's unforgivable. But you saw that Mr. Barr won't come before our committee because he is absolutely carrying the water of a president that is the most deceitful president of our lifetime.
Robert Mueller may come before your committee. There's no date set for him to testify, though, at this point in time. What's the holdup?
I know that there are conversations from Judiciary staff directly with Mr. Mueller's staff.
Is it just logistics? What's your impression? What are you being told about what the hang-up is?
We know one of the big hang-ups is the fact that the president, I guess a week ago now, claimed a blanket privilege. As we sat in committee, we got a letter stating, one, that Barr had asked the president to claim privilege, and a second letter simultaneously with that identifying to our committee the president has claimed privilege.
But the administration says they're okay with him testifying.
That's a change. It's a daily change with this administration. Remember, the president wanted full transparency of the Mueller report because it exonerated him. Well, obviously, it doesn't exonerate him. It is actually it reveals criminal behavior by a lot of people surrounding him and obstruction by him. It's changeable every minute with this president. There's deflection. There's look over in this shiny object. But we won't be thrown off. We will uphold our constitutional duty because this president and this administration is the greatest threat to our rule of law.
Now that the administration has signed off on Mueller coming to testify, that previous claim of privilege, of the report, certainly. Do you see that is going to affect Mueller's testimony or what he can talk about with your committee at all? Or are you expecting him to be able to be as forthcoming as he could be without any claim of privilege from the White House?
My only judgment of Mr. Mueller and how he will speak is that he will speak credibly. He's shown himself to be a very credible public servant who for 22 months with a team of 19 others did a very difficult, tricky, complicated investigation of criminal activity and inappropriate activity. And he did it with such credibility, so I just expect him to be forthcoming and credible.
Don McGahn, the former White House counsel, his testimony has been set for next Tuesday. Are you expecting that he's going to appear?
We're preparing. I'm preparing. The entire team and the entire committee are preparing. We certainly hope he does. He has an important set of stories to tell, as the report reveals.
What's the word from his camp? What's the interaction?
I don't have the latest from my committee, except I know that my whole team has been working with the committee to prepare. So we hope he's coming in.
So you expect there's a willingness on his part?
I would think so, yes, because the report reveals his honesty and his candor about what the president tried to have him do, tried to have him fire Mueller twice. And then when the news broke of that, the president went to Don McGahn and said, would you please tell the press that that's not the truth? He asked him to fire, and obviously obstruct, that means, fire special counsel Mueller or have someone else fire him. And then when that broke, the president tried to obstruct the truth, obstruct justice, asking his counsel to lie for him. It's stunning information. The American people needs to see the full account.